Welcome back, everyone, to the TV27 and WBDC Radio election primary coverage 94. And Jim, we've got all precincts reporting in from the Dubois County area, all 37 of them. And we are going to go now to our Budweiser, yes, our Budweiser tote board here and take a look at the Bainbridge Township, who we have winners projected here. Actually, no projections at all for the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board because all the totals are in all 37 precincts. However, not all 37 voted on that. I'll make that clear, just in the Bainbridge Township area. And it was Randall Bookta with 154 votes in the Bainbridge 6C. Now we'll look at the totals. It was leading the way Paul Fort Wendell with 1,482. Hobby with 1,455. Randall Bookta, 1,454. Can't get much closer than that. Didn't really make any difference. All three won. Cress was left out with 939 votes. So again, the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board, all precincts reporting in the winners of those three seats. Randall Bookta, who has 1,454. Paul Fort Wendell, 1,482. And Charles Chilhobby, 1,455 votes. Now, Jim, another precinct race that we got in, we're concerned about a little bit coming in. We got in rather early, a long time ago, and we've mentioned it several times. That was the Southeast Dubois County School Board race. There was three candidates vying for one spot, also an unopposed position, but we did have a winner rather early in that.
Yes, president of the board was unopposed in that, Tom Niehaus, and Tom, I'm sure he's not watching. They're probably still tied up in the meeting. They pretty much stay in those meetings all night long while they can. But yes, there was one position on the school board that was open, and it looks as though voters pretty much spoke out. Brahmas will be going on to the school board and filling the seat of Teresa Wagner, who is stepping down, electing not to run for office. Actually, she would have been running against Tom Niehaus had she ran, because she moved from her district and moved into Tom's district. So she elected not to do that, and that leaves Tom on the board.
Okay, and also another race here, all precincts in Dubois County that voted for Tom Bierk and Dennis Hickey in the state representative number 73. It is Tom Bierk leading 2,178 votes to Dennis Hickey's 1,881. And Jim, I don't know really what we figured going into this, that Tom would do well in the Jasper area, and he did pretty well outside in the outlying areas, but I mean, it's hard to really tell. We don't have any other precincts. You've been around long enough. Is there any way was this expected for Tom to do this well in Dubois County?
I'm about like an old shoe, just throw me out. I don't know if I've been around that long or not. I know that Tom Bierk was hoping to run well in Dubois County, and he was particularly hoping to run well in Bainbridge Township. Did he run good enough? I don't know. Dennis Hickey's a very well-respected person when you get on out into the district. He's well-known. He's not a stranger in any portion of his district. You see him out and about all the time. So, whether or not Bierk's 297, I believe it's what we came up with a while ago, I don't even really remember, but whether or not that's enough to carry him through in some of these other counties, if he's got enough recognition, he's got some family that's spread around. He's well known in some of these other places too, so he may be able to come up with those kind of votes.
Also another race in the state representative on the number 63, and Craig 368, Gentry's 229 votes. Now we've got some other interesting action happening. The U.S. representative on number 9. This is the big race that the Dubois County Commissioners, actually the Dubois County Republican, Party was interested in this, with Gene Lysing running against Michael Bailey, who ran in 1992, and we all remember his famous anti-abortion ads that he had. And again, this year, Gene Lysing picks up the right to life endorsement, which Bailey had picked up in 1992, and Lysing is doing quite well in Dubois County and has visited the county several times, and right now she is leading in the Dubois County area with 760 votes. We're on the Bud Light tote board now, the Bud Light tote board here, and Copley has 54 votes, pulling up the rear. Michael Bailey, 350 votes totally, and on a statewide level, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, with 95 of the 558 precincts reporting. Again, the tote board just represents the Dubois County total. The tote board here, as in from the statewide, Michael Bailey still trails Gene Lysing. Bailey with 1,556 votes. Cecil Copper with 369 votes. But Gene Lysing with 2,000 201 votes. And they will be running to try, whoever wins that primary will be up against possibly Lee Hamilton, the incumbent, on the Democratic half, and just below on the Bud Light tote board, as you see on the U.S. Representative number 9, Lee Hamilton has a pretty sizable lead out of the Dubois County area. Hamilton, 4,180 votes to D. Keith Coates, 1,079 votes.
There's no doubt about it that Hamilton has a very good lead as far as with the Democrats concerned. He pretty much leads the ticket precinct after precinct. Not everyone, but most of them. It's going to be interesting this fall because Lysing is picking up some very strong support out of Dubois County Republicans. More support out of Dubois County than what she is out of the remaining parts of the district. As you can see, Mike Bailey's running awfully close to her in some of these other portions of the district. Lysing would be a formidable opponent in the fall, or should be, can be, has the potential to be. Whether or not she will be, that remains to be seen. Hamilton, of course, is going to go ahead and walk away. I have one update. We probably need to add this in somewhere along out of Scott County, which is also a portion of the District 73 that Bierk and Hickey are running in. Dennis Hickey, as mentioned, he's well known outside the district. 341 votes. Tom Bierk, 129. So you take a couple of more like that, and that's going to wipe out anything he picked up in Dubois County.
And again, that's 9 precincts only out of the 15. But like you said, Dennis Hickey has been running very well and is very well known over this very gerrymandered, if you want to call it that, district. And we've heard Tom Bierk and Grayson Goodness talk on that gerrymandered district earlier. And again, Hickey picking up a little bit of support here in Scott County. We're going to take a break here real fast, and here on the TV27 Election 94 coverage, TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election 94 coverage. We're going to take a 60-second break. Jamie, 60-second. Hopefully we'll run only 60-second break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election Coverage 94. And Jim, we've got some outlying counties around here that we've got some races going on, and you've got some totals as of now.
Yeah, we do. We have 10 of 53 precincts reporting in out of Warwick County. Warwick County, quite a bit of election activity. Those folks know how to get into it. There's signage all over that county, and it'll probably be there for the next 40 years. 10 of 53 precincts reporting. I want to thank Clerk Lisa Feldbush for helping us out getting these totals in for the listeners and the viewers who may be interested. District 2 Commissioner's race. We presently have a leader at present. This would be Richard Pryor. He has 450 votes. His closest competitor at this time is Randall Bailey with 403. John Gore has only 76 of the votes there. Richard McCain with 273. Of course, only one of those 4 men will be making it into the fall election. The County Council, District 2, Democrats Joseph Brown and Robert Lucas. A very tight race, 190 to 174 in the District 3 on the County Council. Andrew Gore, 459. Fairly comfortable lead over Ronald Lucas Sr. Of course, this is 10 with 53 precincts total and only 10 reporting in. Also out of Warwick County, we have what we call the Kentucky Derby. of the school board races, because we have got a field of candidates running. The top 5, we'll just go ahead and talk about those right now. We have, I think we have about 14 candidates altogether. Eric Connor is among the top. Dorothy Krager is among the top candidates. 746 on Connor, 717 on Krager. Prentice McNeely with 689. Stephen Polly with 507. Guy Stevens, 532 votes. The Ward County Sheriff's race, Bruce Hargrave, 738. Bruce, the first deputy over there, and looks as though he's going to walk away with it. Garrett Patton with 24 votes. Again, Bruce Hargrave, 738. There are 4 people running. Ronald Byers has 272. He's running fairly even with Charles McCracken, 264. One more note that I do want to pass along. This out of Posey County, where we have Don Jackson, who's running on the sheriff's ticket. Right now, Don is trailing by 19 votes. It's 937 for Edward Thompson, 918 for Don Jackson. Ted Moore looks to be picking up the coroner's office, 1147. Denny Schaefer with 628.
Jim, we're going to take ourselves another break here.
We can do it.
Watching and listening to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Election 94 primary coverage. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. Welcome back, everyone, to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Election Primary Coverage 94. We've got some totals in around the state in the district, House District number 9. Actually, on the GOP side, Jean Lysine with 98 of the 558 precincts, that's 18%, reporting she has the lead. 2,404 votes, that's 55%, to Michael Bailey's 1,616 votes, 37%. Cecil Copley, 386 votes, that's 9%. Out of District 9, with also 99 of the 558 precincts reporting, that's 18% on the Democratic side. Incumbent Lee Hamilton has the lead with 7,432, that's 72% over D. Keith Coates, really no surprise, 2,907 votes. And Jim, I think we have some maybe some riverboat referendums or something coming up.
Well, riverboat referendum's coming up. Yes, we are voting on the riverboats in Crawford County, but told just a little bit ago it may be another 30 minutes to an hour before we do have the tallies out of Crawford County. So we can't really have pass along too many results when we haven't counted them yet. So it'll be another hour there. There are some initial reports coming in as far as Harrison County is concerned. 53% voting yay for the riverboat, 47% voting nay. And this also in Jefferson County. The nays have it at present, 63%, 37% pretty much saying yes, they would like it, but 67% says no. So it doesn't look as though it's doing too good. That's 3 of 26 precincts, 12% of the tally as far as that goes. And as we noted, nothing yet out of Crawford County as far as that is concerned. Did want to pass along, we were talking about Posey County just a few moments ago, and did note that Don Jackson, about 19 votes off of the race right there. They also have a couple of county council races going on over there, our commissioner's race in District 2, and that looks as though Randy Thornburg will take that race 1,095 to 700.
And Jim, we're going to take another break here and try to get some more of these state results coming in. You've been watching and listening to the TV27 and WBDC radio primary Election 94 coverage. We'll be back right after this 2-minute break.
next winter. Heim Brothers is always in the market for standing timber, and estimates are free. Call 482-75.
27 and WBDC Radio, Election 94 primary coverage. Once again, we're going to go over to our Budweiser tote board and take a look after we do have all 37 precincts reporting in from Dubois County and the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board. Bukta wins, as does Paul Fort Window and Charles Chill Hobbig. They're picking up the votes. Ed Kress does not get the seat here. We have 3 people going for the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board, and Bukta with 1,454, Paul Fort Window with 1,482 votes, Charles Hobbig with 1,455 votes, and Kress again failing to pick up the one of the 3 seats. Ed Kress coming in with 939 votes. Also, as you can see on our Budweiser tote board, the state representative number 73 district seat, Tom Beard, and this is Dubois County precincts only. Bierk with 2,178 votes. Dennis Hickey with 1,881 votes. And again, Scott County, 9 precincts out of the 15 in Scott County that vote for the Bierk and Hickey race. Bierk only picking up 129 votes. Dennis Hickey 341, a 212 vote advantage there already, and that should cut Bierk's lead down to around 85 votes, I do believe. In the Southeast School Board District, we had a contested race, and it was decided earlier in the night. 7 precincts voting on that, as Ernest Bromus wins with 689 votes. He was followed by Mary Sue Ebelhair with 516 votes. Gary Hoaxang comes up with 210, and Tom Niehaus, board president, 408, running unopposed. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to Mr. Bromus. Also in state representative, number 63, Craig, 368 votes out of Dubois County, and Gentry with 229 votes. And we are going to take ourselves another break here and get ourselves a little bit under composure here. You've been watching and listening to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election Coverage 94. We'll be back right after this 2-minute break.
Pass of the blade. This double cut mulch is extremely fine and falls to the turf to decompose.
Welcome back, everyone, to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election Coverage 94, and we're going to go now to the Bud Light Tote Board, and we have some finals. As we stated, all 37 precincts reporting in from Dubois County. The totals you see on the Bud Light Tote Board are Dubois County totals only, and we also have some state totals to add that. Jim, why don't you go at it?
Well, we have, as you can tell, in Dubois County, Jim Johns just didn't really make too much of a showing. John Taylor pouncing Johns, if you want, to 25-64 to 14-43. On a statewide basis, that's not the case. James Johns picking up 59% of the vote with 1,160% of the precincts reporting in. That's 21% of the precincts. James Johns with 30,193 over John Taylor, 20,552. So John's really not doing that well in the state with all the support and the backing that he has had and all that he has claimed. He just hasn't been doing that well. Checking out the District 9 race, and as far as the Republicans are concerned, we have Copley, Bailey, and Lysing. Lysing picking up Dubois County rather handily. She's also carrying the district with 18% of the votes counted in District number 9. We have 55% of the vote to Jean Lysing, 2,404. That's 55% of the vote she's picked up so far. Mike Bailey with 37%. Cecil Copley only 9%. And that pretty much updates us as far as the state totals are concerned. Again, around 20% of the precincts have been counted around the state and around the district at this point.
Again, we might want to tell voters it was 31% of the voters in Dubois County turning out for the precinct.
31% of the voters turned out and voted. We had some lackluster turnout in some portions of the county, particularly your southwestern portion of the county turning out the least, but Bainbridge Township showing up pretty good. Several of them over in the southeast with the school board race showed up to at least voice their support for their candidate. And
they did. And also, real quickly on the Bud Light Tote Board on the U.S. representative on the Democratic side, really no surprise. Lee Hamilton carrying Dubois County 4,180 votes to D. Keith Coates 1,079, and on the state level with 99 of 558 precincts reporting, that's 18% only. D. Keith Coates is in a little bit of trouble. He only has 28% of the vote, 2,907, and Lee Hamilton, as expected, leading big time. 72% of the vote, 7,432 votes. Again, only 18% of the vote in. And Jim, we're going to take ourselves another 2-minute break here.
Can we go ahead and declare Hamilton the winner?
You can go ahead and declare him the winner.
I'll officially do it. I might as well.
Okay, Jim says Lee Hamilton's going to win. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with the TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election 94 coverage right after this 2-minute break.
Okay. Coming out of 2-shot, then we're going to a single shot on you.
Then you go back to 2-shot.
Then we're going back to the 2-shot.
Then you're going to get on there.
Stand by.
Welcome back, everyone, to the TV27 and WBDC Radio Primary Election 94 coverage. I'm Eric Meyer, the TV27 News Director, joined by WBDC News personality, Jim Anderson. And Jim, we've got some returns in from some outlying counties. Why don't you get at it?
Got an identity crisis, Eric. I don't know what I am. Okay, first of all, we've got some results in out of Pike County, Orange County, and Davies County. I want to thank Dan and Lee doing a good job of keeping us abreast of what is happening in our outlying counties. Go first of all for Pike County, the assessor's job that is up right now. It's a four-way race. Wilma Jones is leading, 591 votes. Her closest competition, Thomas O'Rourke with 511. O'Rourke had those numbers earlier on, and Wilma Jones is coming in, showing a little bit of a spirit there. 13 of 18 precincts presently on board. In the sheriff's race for the Democrats, it's a close one, really. William Walker and Jeff Clements. Walker with 893, Clements with 853. On the Republican side, not close at all. William Scales with 669. His closest competition, more than 400 votes off. In recorder's race, Joanne Lovelace Gregory, 825. Olivia L. Richardson Uppenkamp with 897. That one fairly close as well. School Board, District 1. Top vote getter in District 1 presently is 961 votes for Bobby Morton. In District 2, have to give it to Gary Horrell at present with 1,394. In Davies County, the County Council District, number 1, this is a Republican race. Janet McBride Goodwin with 101, Fred McCallion with 82. In the District 2, we have the Republicans, Jack Graber, 296, Dan Myers with 364. The Democrats out of District 2, Eugene Ballingy, 101, David Bingham with 47. And in the U.S. Representative District 8 race, we do have Frank McCluskey leading over in Davies County, 391 votes. His closest challenger, Everett Harris, with 37. Troy Underhill with 39, actually the closest. And as far as the Republicans are concerned, John Hostetler, just as he has throughout the district, leading the pack in Davies County. Also out of Davies County, several school boards. The Washington School Board in District 2, the top vote getter is Alan Bubbalo. District 4 is Gary Williams. And we do have from Orange County, when we run through these real quick, sheriff's race, we do have Howard Rutherford with 902 over Steve Moffitt with 499. Not for sure on what David Wayne Underhill has. I see a question mark, so I guess it means we're questioning it. Clarence Schweitzer, 807. Glenn Laws, 50. Donald Fatout with 17. In the surveyor's race on the Republican ticket, Gordon Bell Jr., 853. Danny Hickman, 649. County Commissioner's race amongst the Republicans. Don Conrad is the incumbent, and he is lagging behind Richard Beatty, who has 831. Paoli School Board District number 2, Mary Knopfziger has the lead, 106 to 98. That's fairly close. Orleans at large race, we do have Stephen Lintus with 547. His nearest competitor, 168. That's Bob Hounshell. And in the Northeast, with one person to be elected out of this group, it's really between Joe Kaiser and Barry Bishop at this point, 434 to 429. Eileen Gilbert way back with 219. Orleans Township, Ken Newland and Robert Goodpaster locked in a battle for trustee's position, 462 for Robert Goodpaster at this point.
And Jim, we've had all the precincts in for Dubois County for some time now, and we're going to go right away to our Budweiser tote board and get you some finals after the 37 precincts reporting. And the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board, it was Paul Fortwindle with 1,482 votes, Charles Chilhobig 1,455, Randall Bukta with 1,454, and those three will take the 3 seats on the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board. Ed Kress with 939 pulls up the rear. State Representative on the number 73, that is the race that we have been watching all night long. Tom Bierk, Dennis Hickey, of all the people reporting of the precincts in Dubois County. Tom Bierk, 2,178 to Dennis Hickey's 1,881. We discussed this a little bit earlier. We did figure that Tom Bierk would be having that lead coming out of Dubois County and just been handed out of 24 of the 69 precincts reporting in otherwise outside of the state, outside of Dubois County, 35%. Dennis Hickey is with 2,462 votes, termed 50% here. Thomas Bierk, 2,456 votes, 50% as well. 6 votes separating these two. A very, very tight race, Jim.
6, you're getting good at this. You really are. Yeah,
these are a little easier numbers to read.
That is a very tight race. 6 votes between them, and of course that's 24, 69 precincts. Several precincts yet to go. Bierk's going to have his parts where he's going to show up very well. Hickey's going to have his, and boy, that's going to be a tight one.
Yes, it is going to be a tight race. Also going back over to our Budweiser tote board, the Southeast Dubois County School Board, again, we wrapped this up a long time ago. Ernest Bramas with 689 votes. defeating Mary Sue Ebelhair with 516, and Gary Hoaxine pulling up the rear with 200 again. And again, congratulations to Ernest Bramas. Also out of that, Tom Niehaus, the board president, wins again unopposed, 408 votes. Congratulations to him. State Representative number 63, Craig, 368 votes. And Gentry with 229. Again, those totals on the Budweiser tote board out of the 37 precincts that are in Dubois County only. Jim.
Okay, they've told me that they're really not going to be projecting too many winners as far as declaring winners and things like that until they had a pretty good handle on it. They're not going through the exhaustive measure of having exit polls and really studying these precincts out. But I have noted that there have been 2 winners declared. District 8 in the Democrat race for Congress, Frank McCluskey, the incumbent. He's picked up 72% of the vote, running very strong against two opponents, and they have gone ahead and declared him winner. Also, I see we beat him to the punch. Lee Hamilton has been declared the winner, showing here 223 of 558 precincts, 40% of the vote in at present. And Hamilton has 82% of the vote, and if that holds up, I get a free lunch. District 7 and District 8, or rather District 8, we have not declared a winner or anything like that, but it does look as though John Haustetler continuing to hold on to his lead. He is at 33%. There was one other I was going to note, and that was out of District 10, out of the Indianapolis area, Dwayne Brown, who, as you know, had a few problems with, I don't know, his feet or something. 19% of the vote. Andy Jacobs had no problem with his 59%. I don't know why they're laughing for it. Feet are not funny.
We've also got some other totals in here. State, we're just getting things brought into us thanks to Dale Helmrich, who brought those in. In the District 47 State Senators race, Richard Young, of course, the incumbent, with 37 of the 142 precincts voting. Richard Young has 3,362 votes to Robert Sloan's 879 and Scott Jenkins 755. And Richard Young did carry the Dubois County area portion of that state Senate number 47. Richard Young with 1,559 and Sloan with 276 and Jenkins with 240.
Okay, do also have Jim Johns with 57% of the vote now in. 57% going to Johns, 43% to Taylor, 69,000. This is a statewide total. 45% of the precincts are in. The precincts are beginning to pile in as far as the state is concerned, mainly because things have slowed down here. We've got our tabulations. We were able to give them and now pass them on into the state, and that's pretty much what everyone else is doing. So that's how come we're jumping with some of these totals right away. Do have also, we have with Johns leading there in District 9, Jean Lysing, 61%. She has a very comfortable lead. I've heard she has been declared winners elsewhere, but not too clear on that. District 8, as we mentioned, Frank McCluskey. District 9, Lee Hamilton, both declared winners.
And Jim, as well, Jean Lysing, we had Brad Sager in here, the Dubois County Republican chairman, and he talked a little bit about Jean Lysing, their effort here to try to get her. She showed very well in Dubois County. She picked up 760 votes. Michael Bailey, 350 again. Michael Bailey was the 1992 candidate against Lee Hamilton. That's going to be a very tough test. Lee Hamilton, very strong in southern Indiana, but Jean Lysing has been showing very well as well.
Yeah, Jean Lysing could probably drop the politics just a little bit, and she'll probably do better.
And also, we talked a little bit about Lee Hamilton. He has 4,180 votes, as you see on the Bud Light tote board of the total in Dubois County. Coates only picking up 1,079, and we have declared Hamilton a winner. Of course, Jim Anderson of WBDC Radio making that declaration, and of course everybody else picking up on that declaration, following his lead, and being able to voice Lee Hamilton with his 82% as the winner. Not too hard to predict there. And Jim Anderson, congratulations on your prediction.
No problem. I just figured those guys from AP would pick up on that. We also have out of Washington County, 11 to 22 precincts have reported in out of Washington County. I don't know if this is 11 of the 22 precincts that Birk and Hickey are locked in, if they're locked in all 22, or these 11, or what. But Hickey does have 410 votes, Birk 120 out of Washington County at this time. We have some Warwick County results. Like to pass along on the sheriff's race. There's quite a bit of interest there, and it does look, or I had the sheriff's race earlier. We have the commissioner's race out of Warwick County. This would be Randall Bailey and Richard Pryor are locked into a race 976 to 932. It's a four-man race, so about anything could happen there as far as pulling votes away from the other. County Council District 2, it looks as though Robert Lucas currently has a lead of about 30. District 3, Andrew Gore, a comfortable lead of over 300, about 312. He has 806 votes at the present. Warwick County Sheriff, I knew I had it here eventually. Bruce Hargrave, that is Hargrave, first deputy over there, first lieutenant, or whatever you want to call it, 1,617. His nearest competitor was 637. So, what is that, 980? You're quicker at that than I am.
I really don't know.
Warwick County School Board, we've got 4 of them here. We're going to pick the top 4, and we're just going to let you know the top 4 because I don't know, it looks like about more than a dozen here running for the Roses in Warwick County. Eric Connor, Dorothy Krager, Prentice McNeely, and Guy Stevens. Those 4 are hanging in there for that, and they have 20 of 53 precincts reported in out of Warwick County.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Dubois County had wrapped up earlier, 37 precincts coming in. We tried to run down all the totals once again to run over them real quickly, real fast. In the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board, it was Randall Bookta winning along with Paul Fort Wendell and Charles Chilhabig. Also in the Southeast School Board, Ernest Promise won along with Tom Niehaus. And those are the contested races that were decided slowly in Dubois County. Other ones are waiting on other results, and we'll try to keep you up to date throughout tonight. We're going to bring our election coverage to an end here tonight on the TV27 and WBDC radio, and I would like to thank everybody that was involved, all the guests that came on, including our floor director tonight, Brian Tornado, Tony Frick out here, Jim Anderson, thanks for being in here. I'd like to thank Pat Butts. If I missed somebody, please tell me. I'd like to thank Shannon McGee. Deanna. Dale Helmrich.
Did you get Pat?
Yes, I got Pat.
Did you get Ron?
No, Ron Spall. We can't forget Ron Spall.
Yes,
running
we
the
can.
technical board back
What
there.
about Charlie
Wayne on the audio board. Tim Nelson running the commercials, running master control. We'd like to thank everybody, and we appreciate everybody. Mike Schneer, we'd like to there he is reminding us that we did forget him. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us. And we did thank him, and we are going to end our election coverage right here, but if you stay tuned, we're going to go back to Main Street TV programming. BDC Radio is going to go to their regular programming as they have, and we will have the reminder on TV27, the baseball game between Forest Park and Jasper coming up at 10 o'clock, and we'll continue to update throughout the night as we get results in. So again, thank you for Jim Anderson. I'm Eric Meyer. Thank you for joining us on the TV27 and WBDC Radio Election Coverage 94. What did you do basically the whole day today?
Well, basically, I visited every precinct in Dubois County and a couple in Crawford County, and just went around and just see who's turning out at the polls, and just traveled around as much as I can. You just keep yourself busy.
Yeah, people were talking a little bit about, we talked about here, myself and Jim Anderson, that we thought maybe Tom Birk would be able to carry Dubois County because of the Bainbridge Township and his strong showing in Jasper, and he did. But you were more concerned that you were telling me before that you just stay close in Dubois County.
Well, yes, of course, I would have preferred to have been on top in Dubois County all the way through. But you also, when you're in an election, you also play the numbers game. I know that in this part of the legislative district 73 that you're talking about 28% of the total population versus the rest of the district, and you got to play numbers.
And numbers are in your favor. Crawford County reporting, we haven't had this in yet. Crawford County, 7 out of the 17 precincts that were reporting, Mr. Hickey, 1,393 votes, Tom Birk, 598. And the last report we had from the AP Wire was that Mr. Hickey was leading by 6 votes over Tom Birk, and obviously these votes hadn't been tallied in, and we were told from some of your campaign leaders that you had about a 1,400 vote lead as of now.
Our total tally out of Scott County gives us about a 700 vote lead up there. Washington County was evidently they didn't vote a whole lot in the state representative race, but we had a 2-to-1 lead in Washington County, and turned the same thing here in Crawford County. We've had one precinct report out of Perry County, and that one was I must say it was 39-12 or something like that, and that was a small precinct, but the reports that we had out of the people that was supporting me in Crawford or in Perry County today indicated that we do quite well in Perry County, and I expect the 2-to-1 trend to carry all the way through Perry County.
And we talked about this a little bit. Of course, the Dubois County carried by Mr. Bierk, and you talked about a little bit about you were a little bit concerned about how you would fare in Dubois County. You said you'd stay a little bit close, and all these other precincts voting in. Is this a trend maybe that you wanted to take, as in campaigning a little bit harder in these other in other areas, other counties, or what did you try to focus on during this campaign?
Well, we primarily focused on every county. It made no difference to where we were at. We went into Scott County, we worked it hard. We went to Washington County, we worked it hard. Crawford County, we did the same thing. We spent the last 10 days of the campaign here in Dubois County to bring the race closer together, and we accomplished our goal.
What do you do now? I mean, obviously you've got the lead. The finals aren't in yet. You can go back to your election headquarters, wait on the finals, go home. What do you do now?
Well, we're going to go back over to headquarters. We're waiting for Perry County total to come out. Perry County is on paper ballots, and I expect it'll be 11 o'clock before we even get a complete total out of Perry County, if not midnight. But I feel real good about it right now, and I think we're going to call it I'm the winner.
Mr. Hickey calling himself the winner here. You heard it first. And also, Mr. Hickey, then again, you're going to face another challenge coming up this November, and it's going to be from the Republican nominee, Grayson Goodness. How do you look at that campaign coming up?
Well, I will campaign just as hard as I did this fall as I did this spring. I think that someone mentioned that this district is 105, 110 miles long. It takes a little while to build a name recognition base, and I think that's been proven here tonight that the name recognition is out there, and that the things that I've done for the other counties, that the experience that gets those things done comes home to play, and came home tonight.
Well, I appreciate Mr. Hickey coming in here. Again, you heard it first, saying he will be the winner of the House District 73, and as it looks, the vote totals aren't all in. He has a sizable, really 1,400 vote lead, and as we said, he does quite well in the outlying counties outside Dubois County. Tom Bierk, who his opponent, did quite well in Dubois County, but as Mr. Hickey says, this is a very large district, and he did quite well and expects to do quite well in the outlying counties. Again, we'd like to thank Mr. Hickey for coming on and taking this time. And again, we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Election 94 coverage on the TV27. And again, stay tuned. If we get any further updates or some further totals on this race or some other races that may affect this area, we'll bring them to you. Coming up at 10 o'clock and in just a few minutes with the Jasper Forest Park baseball game from Forest Park High School. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.